Hello YouTube, this is the Bucket coming at you today with my UniquE Model D6. This is a target pistol made in France by Manufacture des Armes des Pyrénées Françoises, most commonly referred to as MAPF. This manufacturer is probably here in the United States most known for their Model 17 or their Kriegs model that was a Ruby copy that was used by the Germans in World War II. After World War II, the way that the French laws worked, exporting pistols was not particularly easy. So even though MAPF started making firearms again, which was a limited affair, as really gun manufacturing was not something that the French government made particularly easy, they really didn't get imported. And from best I can tell, really UniquE just imported batches of guns, so you just don't see a lot of these in the United States. The way that the laws worked in France, target pistols were pretty much the only type of guns that you could get as a French citizen after World War II. So they made these in all kinds of different barrel lengths. I've seen them in 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch. You know, you could just see these kind of a little bit different, and it's kind of a neat thing if you can ever find one. So let's talk about the specs of my particular D6. It weighed in at 25.8 ounces. The overall length was 9.25 inches. The width with this target plastic grip came in at 1.5 inches. The height was 5.25 inches, and the barrel length, the best I could tell, is right about 6 inches in length. Kind of hard to tell with the chamber on that particular one. These are all metal guns. These are made out of steel, hence the heavy weight. And again, they're target pistols. You can see that by the grips. One of the downsides of the way that they manufactured this pistol is they did put a magazine disconnect safety in this, so the trigger leaves something to be desired. And for a target pistol, that's probably not ideal. They do have target sights, so you have a screw right here so you can adjust for windage. And then there is a screw right here so you can adjust for elevation. I think it's kind of fun, and you can see on the markings here, like mine, the 6 for the Model 6 is not in line, which means that probably the slides were all made in one big batch, and then they would put the barrel on the particular frame and then just stamp whatever, because really the only thing that changes with the model numbers is the length of the barrel. So again, let's take out the magazine here. So these fire from a 10-round detachable box magazine. I have some snap caps in this because this is a 22 long rifle pistol. I've heard from some of the forums that, like, if you buy magazines from some different websites, they may not fit. These are all proprietary, so a Model D magazine will not fit in some of the other UniquE model magazines. And again, it comes with a European style mag release. So if you're not used to them, they take a little bit of getting used to, especially with a 22 long rifle. So when you're going to put in your magazine, you're going to want to hold in the last round that you have and just kind of push in on that magazine release. And then it goes in relatively easy from there. Because it's a 22 long rifle, the recoil spring's pretty light, and actually most of what keeps this gun in battery is the hammer. So when you have the gun with the hammer back, the slide's just going to rack real nice, and then you're going to have a good removal with the extractor on that particular gun. Again, with 22 long rifles, you really don't want to dry fire the pistol because that firing pin will hit right up against the chamber, which can cause them to break over time. And since these guns didn't get imported a lot, and since it's a pretty old firearm, finding a replacement for the firing pin would be kind of difficult. So I wouldn't ever recommend dry firing one of these pistols. Just not worth it. You know, all in all, I think these are pretty fun. Let's talk about disassembly a little bit here. So when you have the gun locked back, this gun will rest on the follower of the magazine. So when you want to disassemble it, you're going to go ahead and put on the safety, rack the slide a little bit further back. It will lock right up in there, just like that. Then you'll want to remove the magazine. It won't slam forward if you have the safety back and on that slide stop, slide release. This lever over here is the disassembly lever. You'll go ahead, it's a little tight. You'll want to put that straight down at approximately the 6 o'clock position. Then you'll push the safety back forward. It'll come back home. You're going to pull the slide back maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, and then just lift it up. There's no real spot where it says that it comes off. You just kind of have to figure it out. And then you're going to have the recoil spring, the guide rod, your slide as it is, and then you're going to have your barrel. When I got this one, it had clearly been a target pistol that somebody just used for plinking and didn't really clean very much. So on the channel to actually have the rounds go into the chamber, it was pretty filthy. I cleaned it up just a little bit. You'll see on this one that the let's put over here on the chamber of the pistol, you can see somebody did a lot of dry firing on this particular gun. It ended up that the firing pin was still good on mine, but that's something that you're probably going to want to check for, because primarily you're going to see these at gun shows, you're going to see these at pawn shops, stuff like that. You're going to want to make sure that's in pretty good shape. Reassembly is just the same thing in reverse. You put the guide rod right in here. It'll fit right in there. Of course, when I'm doing it on camera, that never wants to work as well. Then you'll just go ahead and put the slide over the barrel and then kind of catch the recoil spring in the guide down here. And again, doing this on camera is a lot of fun. And then it just goes back in reverse. You'll want to go ahead and put the safety back on, move the slide all the way to the back, and then you're going to put the disassembly lever back to the forward position. At this point, you can take the safety off, and you can do a function check. So again, you're going to want to never dry fire this pistol without a snap cap in it. Put a couple of these in here, and again, I'll show you how to load this particular one up. Put the finger over that front round, and then you put it in there, and you can do a function check. It's seems to be a pretty nice pistol. I like these kind of different guns that you just don't see everywhere. You know, if you can get this at the right price, you know, I picked mine up probably all in for around 125 bucks. I think that it can be a fun little toy. So as far as shooting the UniquE, it is super easy to shoot. The recoil is really light. 22 is going to be a really fun caliber to shoot. I took it to the range. The sights were really easy to pick up. Like I said, it was very accurate. The slide was really nice and easy to manipulate. As far as reliability, I had one light primer strike. It fed very reliably. Again, from everything that I've heard, these magazines, there are some like sites like Sarco may tell you that they have them, but buyer beware a little bit. If you get it, it should really be one of the metal followers. That'll be a lot better as far as making sure that it was designed correctly for the UniquE. As far as reliability, I was a little bit the litter box today. I wasn't 100% the cat, but from 10 yards, it's a pretty darn good group. I'm sure if I shot it a little bit more, I could get even more accurate with it. So I do want to thank you all for supporting the channel, all the likes, the comments, the shares. They're really appreciated. And as always, you stay classy, YouTube.
I learned a lesson. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.